So now you know a little bit about presidential purpose, but honestly, that's not the entire story. It's more than just becoming the president of your own life. There's a reason why we're trying to become the presidents of our own lives, and it's not just to get things done. It's ultimately because of this idea, this vision that I saw of a presidential graduation where the current president is switching power to the new president, and he or she is graduating from the world's most intense, eye-opening curriculum, the presidency, particularly the presidency of the United States of America. So the question is, what would it take for someone to graduate on that presidential stage with the president? Well, if you want to graduate with the president, then that means that you yourself have to be presidential. And the best way for you to be presidential is to be president of your own life. But what does being president of your own life really mean? When I first started this site, it meant to me being a more honest politician to yourself and keeping more of the promises that you make to yourself. That's what would take you to your presidential edge. So if you want to write the book, write the damn book. If you want to be silly in the grocery store and dance down the aisles, then be silly in the grocery store and dance down the aisles. Just test your comfort zone. Go out and do the things that you think matter and bring good energy into the world. For me, the promises that I made to myself have quickly accumulated because I haven't been doing a good job of honoring them. I've been honoring the things that other people wanted me to do, much more so than I've been honoring the things that I wanted to do for myself. That in turn would make me a more grounded person and more able to give back to others. At the end of November of 2012, I took around 2 weeks to count how many promises exactly I'd made to myself. And thank goodness I had been writing all of my ideas down in something I call a brain dump. I think I heard that terminology from someone else. I wrote everything down. Every idea, didn't matter if it was super ridiculous or super obvious, it got written. Every piece of work that I did, everything was documented. And so I took this 2 weeks and I would sit with the notebooks. I counted, I think I stopped counting at 277. On the blog, I refer to them as 195 plus because who really wants to deal with anything over 200? And Love and First Draft represents helping to get number 253 done. And number 253, when I wrote it down, was ship. Technically, but I'm saying ship, S-H-I-P, not the other way around, like in the Kmart commercials. Anyway, ship. What does ship mean? Ship is a word that I first heard Seth Godin use. And in my understanding of it, meaning to create your work, put it out into the world, and then it's shipped. Just like you ship a package, you're shipping your idea. And a friend of mine would always tell me when she was reviewing my work and she knew I was getting into my perfectionist struggle and not wanting to put it out there and label it as finished, she would always just yell at me, ship it, it's done, ship. So ship has become something that's really heavy in my vocabulary. Well, of course, that description of a goal is a little bit vague. What exactly will you be shipping? What is the real intention behind this idea? And for me, as I understand it now, it's just that I want a life where when an idea is born and actually comes into your consciousness, that the time period between that birth and at least your initial attempts to bring it to life and see what it's really all about, that time period in between starts to get less and less and less and less and less. And I've had book ideas. Many of those book ideas are a part of the 195 plus promises, as I call them, but they hadn't been shipped yet. When Love and First Draft really came to me, it was 5 days before Valentine's Day. And then with the help of Annie's book, The Worst Book I'll Ever Write, 5 days later, I had a book, an ebook in PDF form. And then once I got out of my own way and decided to actually publish it as a book, then by the time May came, I I had a physical copy of my book, and that was amazing. So that's the story. Love and First Draft is a part of number 253, 257. I forget now. Ship your work.